America Meditating Radio Show, we collect wisdom, inspire each other, and empower hearts 24/7. Hi, I'm Sister Jenna. Join me and guest on Blog Talk Radio as we amplify stories that compel us to be more for ourselves and everyone else around us.
Blaylock Dialysis Center is a convenient state-of-the-art dialysis center in the Houston area, run by Dr. Panakin Patel. Relax in a comfortable environment while receiving quality care. Serving adults 18 to geriatrics, we are here to help you. Call 713-463-6611 for more information or visit us at our website at www.blaylockdialysiscenter.com. Blaylock Dialysis Center, where helping you get well is our priority.
Do you like to meditate? Have you tried to meditate? Have you struggled with meditation? Why don't you visit one of the Brahma Kumaris Meditation Center? Visit brahmakumaris.org.
The Azar Foundation for Children of the World is an organization aimed to support women and children in need across the globe. We believe in empowering lives, strengthening minds, and providing programs that enrich health and education. The Azar Foundation was founded in 2003 and has been serving the world ever since. Visit us at our website at www.azar4children.org. That's www.azar4children.org to find out more information about our endeavors and join our mailing list. Remember, the smile and the cry of a child doesn't have any language. The Azar Foundation.
Hello, everyone. This is Sister Jenna from the America Meditating Radio, and I'm excited to introduce to you Meditate the Vote. It's going to be a national campaign, and what we're asking for all of you to join us with is to raise the bar of conversation. Try to see in what way we can change our interpretation about who we are, what we are, and perhaps the direction in which we want this country to go in. Regardless of whoever becomes the next president in 2017, we are still responsible for the way that we want to move our lives. So could you join me and an alliance of friends around the country to meditate the vote? Go to americameditating.org, press on Events, Meditate the Vote, and you'll be able to get a whole bunch of information. So join us, because I, Sister Jenna, meditate the vote.
Hey, everybody, it's John Duperrin from Project Forgive. How are you doing? You are in the right place for the highest level of conversation to feed your soul. American Meditating with Sister Jenna. Stay with us.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to America Meditating Radio. I'm your host, Sister Jenna, and we're broadcasting from the beautiful Meditation Museum. So I hope that today finds you in a spirit of health and happiness. And the other day, Sister Gita and I were having a conversation around how we tend to have this very natural, without us even knowing, cyclical process of thinking. And there's this person that we know, and every day you might ask her, how are you? She goes, I don't feel well. I don't feel well. And every day, even every morning, if you say, good morning, I don't feel well. I don't feel well. And sometimes, and from my observation, it is something of a very, very deep hidden past. It might be physically she looks amazing, but something emotionally isn't well. Something that was traumatic in the soul's experience in some past incarnation. And you all know I believe in that because there's just no justification as to why some people are born having it and some don't. Why some are born healthy and some do not. There's got to be this whole formula of cause and effect. What did I do to receive what I've got? If I've given a lot of charity, I will get an abundance. If I've taken a lot, that I will lose a lot. I won't have a lot because I've taken a lot. And I always remember this song by Elton John. Remember it, The Circle of Life? You have to give more than you receive. And I believe that wholeheartedly. So anyway, if we keep having the same thoughts over and over again, and those thoughts are truly, truly making us believe I am not well, then that's exactly what I'm going to get. That's exactly where I'm going to go. And if you don't allow yourself to listen to your pattern of thinking, you might find yourself stuck for a long period of time or in the attitude or stream of consciousness of blaming something outside of you for why you are in the position that you're in. I firmly believe that if we listen and listen to be heard, not only listen to our own selves to be heard, but even when you listen to the heart of another person, I believe we can get some insight and clarity on our calling. And when you're being called to live your passion and your truth, nothing and no one can get in the way. No one can stop you. The only person that can stop you will be you. Stay tuned. We're going to have a wonderful conversation with Dr. Lynn-Anderson, who is in natural health, and she has a doctorate in naturopathy. And we're going to be talking to Dr. Anderson a little bit about the work that she's doing and how we can learn more about her path and her way of life. Before we get Dr. Anderson on the line, we always, take a moment to pause for meditation here. Come on, it's the America Meditating Radio, right? So take a few moments and breathe in deeply. Inhale, relax. And let's do a little bit of extra focusing from just a minute, meditation CD.
Focusing my thoughts. Taking just a minute. Sitting quietly, I become aware of my surroundings. I focus on an object in front of me, allowing it to fill my awareness. Letting go of any distractions, I hold only the object in my awareness. Even if I'm distracted, I gently return my focus to the object. I identify one quality of that object. I focus on this. I hold this one thought.
Welcome back. You're listening to America Meditating Radio, and that was focusing from the Just a Minute Meditation CD with Sister Jenty of the Brahma Kumaris. We're very proud to welcome Dr. Lynn-Anderson, who holds a Ph.D. in natural health and a Doctorate of Naturopathy. She's a registered yoga teacher and certified fitness instructor. And for over 25 years, Dr. Anderson has taught, lectured, authored, and practiced natural health, which includes diet, exercise, aromatherapy, herbology, and color and light therapies. Dr. Lynn has written courses and books in the area of mind-body-spirit integration, yoga and natural health, and its application to traditional health and fitness. But she's also produced a weekly talk radio show about anti-aging, want to call her on that one, and alternative medicine, and is a contributing writer to the Journal of Longevity and an advisory board member, and is a faculty member of the American Council on Exercise. She has been featured in numerous publications, including Shape, Self, Red Book, and is a contributing writer to our wonderful friends at Huffington Post. Her latest DVD, Era Boga, which is trademarked, by the way, is a unique workout promoting fitness and health. It comes with a companion book called Spiritual Fitness, and today we're proud to welcome Dr. Lynn-Anderson. Welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm privileged to be here.
So nice to have a Ph.D. that's all into the meditation and the yoga, because everybody thinks we're not that smart.
That's right.
That's
true.
But honestly, Lynn, when I was younger, like in my maybe 15, 16, 17, and maybe it was valid back in those days with Woodstock and Ram Dass, who I love very much, by the way. I think for me, and let me speak from my perspective, I used to just think like everyone in those tie-dye outfits, smoking those funny little cigarettes, walking around with those beads and their hair not combed. Whoa, what a waste. Come on, guys, get with your program, get up and get going. So I was nowhere, I was not interested in that. I go, why are they escaping from the world? Here it goes full circle. I am entrenched in exploring the depths of spirituality, health, well-being, and realizing that it is so proactive, it is so accountable. You're so accountable to yourself. So I'm not quite sure what it was like for you in your teens, and I'm suspecting we might be around the same antiquity.
But about the same age. I was one of those people that went to Woodstock.
So you were the ones that I'd be like, oh my God.
Right. What is she thinking?
What is she doing? So tell me, how did the whole journey start for you, Dr. Anderson? What was it that triggered it in you? Was it because of your need to see the world in a different place, or how did it all unfold for you?
Well, I would say, first off, I grew up on a very small island off the coast of Maine in a very rural fishing village, and my whole childhood was, natural medicine. We didn't have a doctor on the island. I kind of grew up in that before we even knew what organic was. We were eating organic, because we ate what we got from the ocean. So I grew up in that kind of environment, and then as I stepped out into the world, I found that food tasted very funny. Packaged food and things like that. And, I began to venture out into the world and, of course, go to school. I went back to school as a single mother, and that's really what kind of got me on my journey. I had 2 young children, and I was putting myself through school. And as you can imagine, that creates a tremendous amount of stress, financial, emotional, never enough time. And long story short, it all sort of led me to study stress management, and then from there going forward with, natural approach to be able to bring the body, the mind, and the spirit back into balance.
Yeah, I know how difficult that is. My mother was also a single mother, and I saw the stress that she endured. And I think also that might have been one of the precursors that kind of moved her into a deeper need that I need to take care of my spirit. So it's interesting, right? We can be in perhaps some of the most darkest places in our journey, and yet it becomes a premise in pushing us towards the ignited sense of ourselves or the light path that we need to be on. There's a lot of discussion about burnout, which you have referred to as the next big health crisis. Could you explain with our listening fans, what is burnout and why will it become our next big health crisis?
Well, burnout is different than stress. However, stress is the precursor to burnout. So the easiest way to understand it is when we're under a lot of stress, and we all really understand stress, there's still that feeling that I can get it done, I can manage all this, I can control all of this. Burnout is the point where you've lost the control. You no longer even want the control. It's a complete exhaustion of the body, the mind, and the soul, to the point where it's just, you just collapse. And there is no more that adrenaline push which you feel when you're stressed out, but it's just it's gone. It's done.
Right.
And when you reach that point, that's a point where we begin to physically and mentally really have to focus on our health. And that's why I call it the next big crisis, because today we are moving at such a fast pace. I mean, I know myself and my generation, we can barely keep up with what's going on the Internet. And information is coming at us so fast, and there's so much of a need to keep running, that I see it even in my yoga classes. I have young people coming in, and they are crashing and burning. They're just overloaded by the system. And when that happens, we have a physiological response to that. The immune system starts to be affected, and then we start to get ill physically and mentally. And so that's why I call it the next big crisis.
Well, I agree with you, because I think that even burnout is also a mental illness, and let me explain what that means. My mind is just not operating at the level that it can, where I can actually enjoy the roses. And when I no longer can enjoy the roses and enjoy being present, I am mentally not well. And I want to share that with everyone on the air, and I know that sounds a little spooky because maybe 80% of us are in that genre, and I want you to know that it's an important signal, and what Dr. Anderson is sharing is a really important message. And my question to you is, why is it that we just can't seem to slow our minds and our bodies down? Well, in one way, we're like a sitting culture. We're sitting at a computer for hours. So the mind is constantly working. Why can't we slow down mentally? And if we were to slow down mentally, is there a method that you could offer our listeners to at least practice one thing that can help us to just retract all of these expended thoughts?
Sure, yes. Well, I would say the key word is awareness. And it's something that, once you become aware of physiologically what's happening in your body, and you begin to feel your body, get in touch with your body and your mind, you can recognize the signs that are coming. We all know when the head is pounding and we're sweating and we just can't seem to get everything done. We all know that feeling. It's a matter of awareness. And the awareness then comes in with a message of, what do I do at that point? Now, you're promoting meditation, which I promote meditation, and I commend you for your work on that. And I will share with you a little something that I do in all of my yoga classes. We always take what I call the sitting Zen, and we take a moment, and I remind everyone to just stop. You just stop. It doesn't matter what's going on in your life, whatever it is, just set it aside for one moment, close your eyes. And we make a cup with our hands, and the symbol of the cup means that you're coming to a place of contentment and peace. And when you do that, your cup is always full. And I ask them to close their eyes and just for one moment, just focus on 3 deep, long breaths. And at the end of the moment, they open their eyes, and I can look across the room, and everybody's in this peaceful state. And it's to teach them that you can just, when you feel that stress coming on, step back, take a moment, start again, and that would be the awareness.
Can you take us through like a very brief meditation using the 3 long breaths?
Yes, we would stop, and I will say to everyone that let's just sit for a moment, and we want to sit quietly and try to draw in and find a center point. And the easiest way to do that is just kind of draw down the center of your body and see if you can come right into the belly area and just kind of sit there quietly. And then we would take the hands, and we'll pull the right hand in and place the left on top of it. And this is symbolic of the cup of peace and contentment. And then touch the 2 thumbs together, because the 2 thumbs symbolize the eternal circle without beginning and without end. Just a moment of peace and contentment. And then just close your eyes and just sit quietly. And the only thing you focus on is 3 deep, long breaths. In through the nose, out through the nose. And we draw those 3 breaths in quietly and peacefully. And while you're doing that, you can feel the body just settle down, quiet, and the mind gets still. Now at the end of the 3 breaths, just sit for a moment in a peaceful moment, and then open your eyes, and we're ready to begin.
How often should we do that in a day?
whenever you are feeling those moments. You can do that. As I tell my students, you can be in a line. Let's say you're standing in line and you're feeling really impatient. We all know what that feels like, and you're looking at the clock and I've got to get here. Stop. Take 3 breaths. Do it in traffic. You don't need to close your eyes to do it. If you give whatever you give the mind to focus on, it will focus on. So if you say to your mind, all right, I want you to focus on 3 breaths. While it's focusing on those 3 deep breaths, it's not focusing on anything else. And those 3 breaths, what are they doing? They're drawing oxygen deep into your body and your mind. So it's supporting the cells of your body and at the same time quieting your mind. So it's a great tool that you can use anywhere. You know, the old expression, when you're really upset, stop and count to 10. It's kind of the same thing, Instead of losing your temper, stop and take 3 deep breaths. Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. I live in a place called an ashram where I have the most amazing friends and family members with me here. It's very peaceful. It's very calm. We run 2 meditation museums, writing, meetings, serving, traveling. It's unlimited here. And I remembered their health issues, but then also emotionally, you still get drained. And here I live an incredible existence, okay? So my heart and soul goes out to individuals who don't even have that kind of a support, spiritual inner system, that I wonder, how are my brothers and sisters coping? How are God's children coping? And they don't even have 10% of the kind of environment that I'm surrounded by. So then I become so concerned. And why I love the work that you're doing, I know that you've released a DVD called Aroboga, and it also has a companion book called Spiritual Fitness, because these are the things that people need to have more access to so they can take better care of themselves. Our brothers and sisters, we all need means and ways and methods to take care of our inner being. Could you let us know a little bit more about Aroboga, and how did you come up with the title in the first place? That's quite interesting.
Well, it's a combination of aerobics and yoga. That's how I got Aroboga. However, what I did was I changed the title after I put the DVD out. I brought it back, and I changed the title to Dr. Lynn's Anti-Aging Yoga Dance, because it was easier for people to pronounce. Sometimes you have to retract things and take things back out. So we put a new title on it. The idea behind it, I'm a cancer survivor, and about, 8 years now, I'm 8 years in recovery, I had to undergo radical surgery for cancer. And, that cancer is a disease that affects everybody. And for the first time in my life, I could not get out of bed, and it was a real eye-opening to me, because I'm a very high-energy person. I've been teaching classes for years. I'm very high energy. And I decided that I needed something that would help me in my recovery process. So I created a little program while I was home, because there's 2 things I really wanted to do. I wanted to get up and I wanted to practice yoga, and I wanted to dance. I thought those were just wonderful things to be able to do. So I created a program where my students can come in, and we have 1 hour, and within 1 hour, on a physical level, we practice flexibility, balance, strength. We get aerobic conditioning with the dancing, and then we get meditation. So when they come in 1 hour, I can give them all of the components of a really good and healthy workout, because most people will attend an aerobic class, but they won't attend a yoga class, or vice versa. So that was the idea behind it. And the philosophy behind it is that the most important thing in your life is your health. And if there's one thing you should always focus on, body, mind, and soul, it is your health. And that, of course, led to the book Spiritual Fitness, because it is very important that we keep the soul as fit as possible. And so that is really the essence of the program.
That's fantastic. And how can we get a hold of the program if we're interested?
You can go on to the website. My website is dr-lynn.com, so it's spelled out DOCTORLYNN.com. And if you go to the products page, you can buy the DVDs. You can either download it, you can buy a hard copy, and we'll mail it right out to you.
Well, that's beautiful. So before I let you go, share with me, Dr. Anderson, what's your vision of a better self that would actually contribute something better to our country, because it's quite a unique time, and it's actually a time of blessings. I know everyone looks at me and go, of course, Sister Jenna, you would say that. I go, no, if it wasn't for what I'm witnessing in this political campaign and what's going on in the country with the upsurge of violence, I don't think I would have started Meditate the Vote, which I'd love for you to get involved with, and I wouldn't have started engaging in these kinds of conversations with individuals about, despite whoever goes into political office, we still have to be in charge of our own lives. And what would Dr. Anderson share with our listeners today is her best vision of herself, which she feels will contribute to a better America and a better world?
Well, I would go to my philosophy. And my philosophy, I live in Los Angeles, by the way. I live in an extremely ethnic world out here. You know, this is a melting pot, especially in Westwood. I live near UCLA. And my feeling in life is that, you know, we are all different, but we are all equal. And the most important thing we can do is embrace and enjoy the differences that we all bring to the world and appreciate those from a place of equality, because if we could all do that, it wouldn't matter whether we went right, left, wherever we went. If we as individuals can hold ourselves to our middle point, to our balance, because that's the important thing in life, is to maintain your balance, body, mind, and soul, and reach out to everyone as, you know, different. We're all different, and embrace and enjoy those from a place of equality, then I think we would have a much better world.
Beautiful. I love that. Dr. Anderson, thank you so much for joining us on the air today and for the work that you're doing. And
thank you very much.
Hopefully, you're welcome. Whenever you're in Washington, D.C., please feel free to come by the Meditation Museum. We'd love to host you and have you present your wonderful work, Ira Boga.
I would love to come by, and hopefully we will do something again.
All right. And leave us again with your website.
dr-lynn.com, DOCTORLYNN.com.
Thank you. Many, many blessings, my sweet sister. All the best.
To you too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye. So we've got to know how to listen and feel those signals that begin to direct us to burnout. And again, I've been there, and I'm, you guys are going to laugh, I'm conscious. I swear to you, I am conscious. And so if it could happen to the best of us, where we've really reached to a point, well, it's too much, you know, it's a lot. Yeah, listen to what's happening. Listen to the palpitations of your heart, the pressure in your mind, and breathe. Take 3 deep breaths whenever you want, however you want, as Dr. Anderson has guided us so beautifully today. Thank you for joining us on America Meditating Radio. Your support has always been so important to me and all of us here in the staff. I want to thank you so much for your support. It's always meant a lot to us. Without you, I don't know how we would keep continuing, but I do know that the work that we're doing is very, very important to us. Also, don't forget to send us in your video of I Meditate the Vote and tell us why, and go to meditatethevote.com and feel free to engage in the 4 core questions that we have out there for all of us to see how we can strengthen ourselves. And if you've got any questions, just contact the office, and I'm sure everyone will be able to guide you very effectively. We had a beautiful Meditate the Vote by the Sea in Santa Monica last week, and with a lot of our friends and guests on the air and folks that are just evolutionary thinkers and illuminaries, it was just a beautiful time together. And again, the conversation, the richness of content is so vital. Remember, no one can take away your happiness unless you give them permission, and we are here to love each other the same. So I think we should start to do more of that, don't you think? So I'm going to end today's show with you by listening to Drayton. Take care.